Welcome to the React Data Grid tutorial. In this video, I will show you how to sort the grid in Syncfusion React Data Grid component. Before delving into sorting in the data grid, it is essential to understand the significance of this process within the grid component. Sorting in a data grid is essential for efficient data organization, quick information retrieval, improved user experience, effective data analysis, and better decision-making. I will show you how to enable sorting and other sorting features in the Syncfusion React Data Grid. First, I open the existing React tab where I have already added the Syncfusion React Data Grid component and bound it to a data source. If you want to see how to create a React tab and add a Syncfusion component, check out the video link to the above YouTube card. You can also find this example by following the link in the description below. I run this application using the npm start command to show the initial demo. Look now, the data grid renders with the data source. To enable sorting in this sample, first I import the inject and sort modules from the Syncfusion EJ2 React grids, and I inject the sort services into the grid component. Then I set the allow sorting property to true. Now in this example, I can sort the data grid values by clicking the column's headers. If I click the order it column header, the data grid is sorted based on its values. The default sorting order is ascending. The other two are descending and none. Let me explain. First, I click the order it column sorted based on order it in ascending order. Then I click the same column header again, and the column is sorted in descending order. If I click the column header again, it clears the sorting order of that column. Now I'll demonstrate sorting on initial render of the data grid. This can be achieved using the sort settings property. First, I import the sort settings model from the Syncfusion EJ2 React grids. Then I initialize the constant variable sorting option as an object of type sort settings model. In that object, I set a value for the columns property. The field property is used to sort different columns. I set it to order ID and then set a value for the direction property, which represents the order of sorting. Then I set direction to ascending. Then I assign sorting options object to grid component sort settings property. Looking here, you can see that on initial load, the data grid was sorted by order IDs in ascending order. Next, I'll show you multiple column sorting. In the grid, multi-column sorting is automatically enabled when the allow multi-sorting property is set to true. To sort multiple columns, press and hold the Control key and click the column header. The sorting order is also displayed in the header for multi-column sorting. To clear sorting for specific columns, press Shift key and mouse left click. Next, I'll demonstrate how to implement custom sorting in the Syncfusion React Data Grid. In the sample code, there is a function named sortComparer that passes two parameters, reference and comparer, to define the custom sorting logic. If the reference value is less than the comparer, it returns 1. If greater, it returns -1. And if they are equal, it returns 0. I bind this function to the sortComparer property of the order ID column directive. Now, in the data grid, click the order ID column. You can observe that the data grid is sorted based on the order ID in descending order. However, the default sorting behavior on first click is ascending. Now I change the sorting order using the sortComparer function. Let's have a quick summary. In this video, I have demonstrated how to enable sorting in the data grid. I also showed you how to sort the data grid on initial render, multiple column sort, and finally how to add our custom logic for sorting. You can get a working example from Syncfusion React Chart Components documentation page linked in the description for this video. You can also see if you're eligible for our community license, which will provide you a free license key to use our products. Thank you for watching this video. If you found it useful, give it a like and subscribe to our channel.